Today we're reading Leviticus chapters 11 through 13. Now in chapter 11 we learn about unclean animals and clean animals. Now the Orthodox Jews today call it kosher foods. It comes from a Hebrew word which means appropriate or food that in their minds can be eaten. And then there are the non-kosher foods, foods that can't be. I do make a distinction in there between rabbinical kosher and Torah kosher, which some of the Messianic Jews emphasize Torah kosher rather than rabbinical kosher. You may find it surprising, the list of foods, and well, if you read the list, you'll see that a lot of the seafood that you may enjoy is not kosher. In chapter 12, we find out something about childbearing. As a matter of fact, it's almost the Life's Not Fair chapter. Sometimes we see those. And it has to do with the length of time that women do certain things after the birth of a male child and a longer time for the birth of a female child. It's kind of an interesting reading, and I have some facts, some historical facts in there that I think you may find interesting as well. In chapter 13, we find that the priest was responsible for being a health inspector when it came to the issue of leprosy. The priest, it was the priest, who inspected the leprosy and determined whether you needed to be quarantined or not, and what it took to get back into the good graces and then back into the community, because otherwise you were put outside the camp, and whenever somebody approached you, if you were with those lepers, you had to cry, "Unclean, unclean." And that's the way they handled leprosy back then. So those are the 3 chapters for today. Hope you enjoy them.